I'm guessing your body cam's recording too?
We are able to show you what happened to Derek Myers on January 9th because he was wearing a body camera.
A lot of people want to know, why do I carry a body cam? And it's because I've been in news long enough.
Look over here.
Long enough for the online journalist from Ohio to know anything can happen at any time, and you just might want a record of it.
This is a pat down, not a search. You understand?
The Las Vegas Marshals who stopped Derek on US 95 were wearing body cameras too, but the city refuses to release the footage, citing an open case against Derek, though nearly 3 months after his arrest,
Go ahead, put your hands behind your back.
no charges have been filed. Derek's visit to Las Vegas in January was the beginning of a journey down a rabbit hole of jurisdictional jeopardy that landed him in city jail.
I was in jail for 17 hours, and it was very traumatic to me.
To show you how he wound up there, we have to rewind a bit to that January night. Derek had just left the Consumer Electronics Show and was driving to a colleague's home when he was pulled over on the freeway near Craig Road by City of Las Vegas Marshals.
They're not supposed to be on the freeways.
He demanded they call in Nevada State Police, who did give us their body camera footage.
What are you guys looking for us to handle it?
Kind of just explain him. Normally, we would handle it. We'll pull him out the car. We'll do. If he doesn't want to do SFSTs, I'll take him to jail. It is what it is. He's just saying he doesn't want to because we have no authority on the highway.
Marshals are part of the City of Las Vegas Department of Public Safety. City records show the unit was established in 1982, first as park rangers. Their jurisdiction was later expanded to make them Category 1 peace officers, meaning they can conduct investigations, make arrests, and issue citations. But state law says they can only do that in certain places because they're what's called a limited jurisdiction agency.
Limitations on the City Marshal's office were part of a legislative bargaining that dates back several decades when the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department was formed.
Las Vegas attorney Adam Breeden is working with Derek on a federal civil rights case.
Under the Nevada revised statutes, these are not officers, that is the city marshals, that have unlimited statewide jurisdiction. They're limited only to city property such as parks or city buildings. They should not be out there on the highway stopping people for traffic infractions.
If they do, city policy says they have to secure the scene and call in the law enforcement agency that has primary jurisdiction to take over. In Derek's case, because he was on a highway, that would be Nevada State Police. But Derek and his lawyers say this video shows the NSP trooper may not know the rules either.
Why don't you exit the vehicle and talk to these guys?
You want me out of the vehicle?
Yeah, did they ask you to exit the vehicle at all?
Well, they're marshals.
Right.
They have no jurisdiction.
They're Category 1 peace officers. They can make traffic stops. They can arrest you. They can do all that stuff, okay?
They have no jurisdiction out
They
here.
do. So, Derek, I'm going to ask you to get out right now.
When we asked NSP why it went down this way, they did not respond.
Why the Highway Patrol did not take control over the marshals, we don't know. They appeared to be confused themselves about the jurisdictional limits of the city marshal's office, and that led to a wrongful arrest.
In Derek's body cam video, marshals accuse him of a series of traffic violations, including speeding, following too closely, and driving on the shoulder. They also suspected him of driving under the influence.
So okay if we do some field sobriety tests on you? So that way I can rule out, make sure you're not intoxicated, I'll put you back in the car and you'll be on your way.
5.
Derek agreed to the field sobriety tests, which the marshal says he failed.
Why are you arresting me?
So as of right now, you did not pass any of the tests that were conducted. Okay, so you're being placed under arrest for suspicion of DUI.
NSP was still on site for this, but as you can see, did not participate in the tests or the arrest, even when Derek asks for another test.
Do you have a breathalyzer?
I do not know.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure these guys do.
So in regards to this, since you're in custody, we are done recording, okay?
The marshals arrested Derek for suspicion of DUI. Were you drunk that night, Derek?
No, I've never had a drink of alcohol in my life, Darcy.
Were you on any kind of drugs?
I have never been high in my life.
The lack of drugs in Derek's system was confirmed the next day by an independent lab he went to for testing right after he was released from jail. Any alcohol in his system would have been gone by then. He'd also demanded a blood test while at the jail, but now, nearly 3 months later, he's still waiting on the results. No criminal complaint has been filed either. After Derek brought his story to 13 Investigates, we spent weeks digging up documentation on the Marshals' jurisdiction, and here's what we found. NRS 280.125 limits their jurisdiction and authority to real property owned, leased, or otherwise under the control of the City of Las Vegas. Back in 2014, Police Union General Counsel and former Clark County District Attorney David Roger wrote this legal opinion regarding jurisdiction. Roger wrote, "While a deputy city marshal is a peace officer and may enforce state laws, the legislature has restricted their jurisdiction to real property owned, leased, or controlled by the city." The city's website says the same thing, describing real property as buildings, land, the Fremont Street Experience, parks, plazas, trails, and 130 city facilities. We also found a Supreme Court brief filed in a 2023 case involving the city and the police union, where the city attorney writes, "The City of Las Vegas Department of Public Safety is a limited jurisdiction agency whose duties are necessarily limited to protection of city property and operation of the city jail." So who oversees the marshals and what do they think? Well, it's this man, Chief Jason Potts, who leads the city's Department of Public Safety. Since he declined our on-camera interview request, here's a clip we found on the city's YouTube channel from 2 years ago with then-Mayor Carolyn Goodman.
We are a limited jurisdiction department.
Are you ever outside the jurisdiction and helping out in North Las Vegas or in the
Not
county?
typically, no. We have limited jurisdiction, so we typically just focus in on our parks and our facilities and our,
And
property.
you all
Still, despite the documentation,
So here's what we'll do. We'll stand right here.
video evidence, and the chief's own words you just heard, Potts sent us this statement, writing in part, "We are confident the activities of the city marshals are consistent with their authority and jurisdiction. This includes traffic enforcement of moving violations within the city, which the legislature allowed in 1995. With this authority and for the safety of our community, our officers will respond appropriately when they observe dangerous, criminal, or life-threatening situations." I asked exactly what the legislature allowed in 1995. Instead of pointing to what's in the law, the city pointed to what isn't. A single sentence removed from the 1993 law that prohibited enforcement of traffic violations outside the boundaries of public parks and recreational facilities. Our legal experts say all that matters is what's in the law, which includes clear jurisdictional boundaries.
They're stopping people outside of what their jurisdiction under the law is.
This is a systemic thing that they're doing. It's not just to me.
Derek maintains he's a victim of wrongful arrest, but he's taking the city to court to let a judge decide. In pursuing his lawsuit, he gathered additional video evidence of marshals operating outside their jurisdictional boundaries. As my investigation continues, we'll show you those videos and explain why the marshals' actions could come back to bite city taxpayers.
We are done recording.
I'm a person who's not going to just lay down and take this. What they're doing is wrong.
Derek Myers says he was a sober driver the night of January 9th when Las Vegas City Marshals arrested him on suspicion of DUI on US 95 near Craig Road. He still has not been criminally charged as the city attorney awaits the results of a blood test Derek asked for when he was taken to jail. Derek's own lab results were clean, showing no controlled substances in his blood less than 24 hours after his arrest. Any alcohol would have been gone by then.
I offered to blow into a breathalyzer, but the marshals are not equipped with that equipment because they're not supposed to be conducting traffic stops along the interstate.
State law, city policy, this legal opinion from the marshals' own union, a Supreme Court brief filed by the city attorney, and the city police chief's own words,
We are a limited jurisdiction department.
all seem to say the same thing. The jurisdiction and authority of Las Vegas City Marshals is limited to real property owned, leased, or controlled by the city.
We have limited jurisdiction, so we typically just focus in on our parks and our facilities and our, property.
You're hearing from Las Vegas Department of Public Safety Chief Jason Potts on YouTube because he won't go on camera with us. In response to our inquiry about Derek's and other cases, Potts sent a statement through a city spokesperson saying in part, "We are confident the activities of the city marshals are consistent with their authority and jurisdiction." But we uncovered the city itself has been inconsistent. This is what the Deputy City Marshal's page on the city's website looked like in late February when 13 Investigates started asking questions and requesting interviews. The page contained a limited description, including the marshal's limited jurisdiction. About 1 week later, the city changed the page, adding 2 more paragraphs detailing more authority than what the marshals are granted by state law. As Derek prepares to fight any potential criminal charges that may be coming his way, he's gathering evidence for a federal civil action. After marshals arrested him, he bailed out of jail and started watching and recording them with help from a local freelance photojournalist. In this traffic stop near Main and Ogden, marshals pulled over and searched an SUV, went through the driver's purse, then arrested her for traffic violations and impounded her vehicle. Next, marshals stopped a homeless man near 6th Street, searched through his belongings, then kicked the man in the foot.
You got no feeling in that foot.
They then send him away with a warning to stay out of the street and seek resources at the homeless courtyard. Another stop involves a man marshals pulled over on East Charleston near 22nd Street. Derek talked to the driver.
It's my work. It's my store. I was closing up.
In the video, you can see a marshal speak with the driver and then let him go.
They could be calling in actual qualified officers if they see an issue to make an arrest, and instead the city marshals are doing that on their own. And that risks people who actually have committed crimes having those cases dismissed, and they get off scot-free.
Las Vegas attorney Adam Breeden is working with Derek on a federal civil rights case. They're out there enforcing the law. Why should we care?
Well, we want people to be safe, and we want the law to be enforced. But the problem is, these city marshals are not trained properly and equipped properly to do the job that they're doing. What they're doing is subjecting the city of Las Vegas and the marshal's office to liability for claims for false imprisonment and false arrest.
And for anyone who sues and wins,
It'll be on the taxpayer's dime.
city taxpayers already pay a big bill for the marshals. City budget records show the marshals will cost $204.5 million this fiscal year. That's almost $13 million more than the year before. The force includes 94 marshals, 13 sergeants, and 6 lieutenants, overseen by DPS Chief Jason Potts.
I don't know why the city marshals are doing this.
And we, the taxpayers, already pay for other departments to do this work. Metro covers the city and county, and NSP polices our highways. As for the city marshals,
I don't know if they are doing this for revenue reasons, trying to write additional tickets for the city.
through a public records request, 13 Investigates learned city marshal arrests and citations from January 2024 through March of this year brought in more than $336,000. That includes court and administrative fees the city says are paid to local and state entities. This map, also created with data from our public records requests, shows land owned, leased, or controlled by the city in green and city marshal actions in blue. In his statement to me, Chief Potts says they're doing it for the safety of our community and because they believe they're allowed to. Whether a judge agrees remains to be seen. A case involving Clark County park rangers has already gone to the Nevada Supreme Court. Rangers and marshals are governed by the same state statute setting limited jurisdiction. The High Court ruled that rangers are not police officers under the statutory definition and that the legislature did not intend for specialized law enforcement units to be law enforcement agencies. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.